So I said I didn't want to chase the news cycle around, and unfortunately, this particular issue kind of forced a response, right? And I've obviously named it "Why the 14A Needs to Be a Consideration for the 2A People." But let's go into why. I think most of us have heard about the El Salvadoran immigrant who was on the citizen's path, was completely legal, again, legal, was doing everything the right way, as most of us all will agree that's the most desirable way to do it. And he was wrongfully deported. And SCOTUS ordered his return. A whole different video talking about the courts being ignored. The current administration openly ignored the order, the court order, rounded up another legal immigrant on the citizenship pathway within, just a day or so, a couple days later. And they had to know they were doing it illegally because the ICE agents used a subgroup uniform, not ICE uniform, with the ICE on the back. And they used masks. I mean, the guy couldn't possibly know for sure if they're who they say, and nobody knows where he is now. Again, not enough for me to do a video. Like, I was thinking about the court video, but ignoring the courts. But all of a sudden, I was struck by a video shared by Vote Vets that showed our current president telling the El Salvadoran president that he needed to build 4 or 5 more prisons for American citizens that he plans on deporting. What the fuck? And if you're offended by language, I'm sorry. What doesn't step up to what the fuck at that point? That is as far up in the ladder as we can go, that you're going to ignore a court order, but it goes beyond that. Now he wants to deport American citizens. I thought, wow. Well, okay, why are we going to talk about the 14A then and then the 2A? How does that tie in to me feeling that this video about the 14A needs to be discussed with you guys, and then ask you 2A'ers what's going on with you right now? And first, let's talk about the 14A. The 14A amendment. Every Gen Xer in the United States of America, every single Gen Xer that's gone to an American high school, every single Gen Xer that's gone to an American high school, overseas even, knows it would have been taught in your civics class in high school, in your high school government class, that in 1982, SCOTUS ruled that the 14th Amendment, the rights of the Constitution of the United States of America, applied to anyone and everyone on American soil. Case was called Filer v. Doe. That's a fact. I remember it from my civics class. I don't know how you guys don't remember it. It was huge. It was huge news. And the whole reason that it should really stick out into you guys' minds anyways, because all of us grew up watching all those old USSR movies. Remember all of those? And they would be running for the American embassy because they were defecting. And as soon as they got on American soil, the embassy, which is technically American soil, they were protected by the United States Constitution. Boom. Didn't matter that they weren't citizens yet. Didn't matter that technically running over that they were illegal because they hadn't applied for anything yet. They were protected by the Constitution of the United States, by our beautiful, wonderful Constitution of the United States of America. Period. And it doesn't just stop there. It didn't even start there. As early as 1953, SCOTUS ruled that the Fourth Amendment applied to illegal immigrants and illegal aliens. Facts. And as late as 2020, they upheld these rulings. So the 14th Amendment, the 4th Amendment, all of these apply to everyone on American soil. Those basic rights. Which then brings me to you 2A people. A fascist government that refuses to honor a court order, that ignores the courts completely, which all of us know, right? The legislative branch checks the executive branch checks the legislative branch. And if both of them do something that they're not supposed to be doing, our judicial branch is the branch that checks both of them. Now, I'm not going to talk about ignoring the courts right now. I just want to talk to you 2A people. The idea that a legal immigrant is being deported and that the courts are being ignored and that the government then is making jokes about threatening and telling somebody else to build a bunch of prisons for American citizens. This is the government that the 2A people supposedly have warned us about. You've warned us. They're going to be fascists or they're going to be communists and we're not going to be under a dictatorship. And yet, where are you now? Where are you? It's almost like your whole 2A argument was a bunch of bunk bullshit because you were going to back a fascist government anyway, and you just wanted to make sure that all of the people that were like a little bit concerned that this might happen if somehow we elected the wrong person. Well, hell, it seems like you were preparing for that. You wanted that. Where are you now? Where is your outrage when the Constitution of the United States, especially Gen Xers, like I said, there's not a Gen Xer that shouldn't know this. I'll buy that maybe millennials, you know, there's been so much that happened since then. But if you're the top half, top 3/4 of Gen X, this should have been the main thing in that book. I'm telling you, I remember our teacher talking about it 4 damn times, at least 4 times. It's like a broken record with him. He thought it was cool, right? Because we were going to save democracy by ending communism and ending the USSR. And now we have a guy who wants to deport American citizens and said so. Where are you guys now? Where are you to defend the 14th Amendment rights? Where are you to defend the fact that the Constitution is supposed to apply to everyone equally, even those people that we don't like, even those people that are illegal? Where are you now? Where are you defending the Constitution of the United States of America? Think about it. Peace.